Hello, beautiful souls. It's Emily with Twins in Union. I hope that everyone is doing well. It's hard to believe we have already completed the first month of 2019. January was a powerful, very busy month. And now here we are already in February. And I just have a feeling February is going to be a very powerful, very dynamic month. We are approaching the new moon in Aquarius on February the 4th. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the energies around this new moon. How is that impacting us? How is it impacting our twin flame connections? And then I will dive into a twin flame collective reading for us to look more closely at how these energies will be impacting us around this new moon. Before I get started, as always, I just want to say a big warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. I'm so glad that you're here, and thank you for joining me on this journey. And as always, thank you everyone for your beautiful, lovely comments. I always enjoy hearing from you and connecting with you. Thanks for your likes, your shares, and also thank you to everyone who has purchased readings and union coaching sessions with me. I truly enjoy supporting you and guiding you in your journey. And January was just a really powerful month in my mission. We had that Capricorn energy, so we've been working hard. So anyway, yes, thank you as always for your presence here and for your dedication to your twin flame journey. And yeah, so let's see what is in store for us with this new moon in Aquarius. So this new moon happens on February the 4th at about 4 o'clock, 4:03 p.m. That's Eastern New York time in the U.S. And Aquarius is a sign that is all about, it rules air, so it's our thinking and our communication. Words are very much part of the air element. And Aquarius is a sign that is also ruled by the planet Uranus. And Uranus is about unexpected changes, unexpected encounters, surprises, revelations, epiphanies, aha moments, sudden shifts of energy. It's like that lightning bolt that comes down. It's also associated with the Tower card in the tarot deck. So very dynamic, very powerful. And Aquarius is also represented in the Tower, or in the tarot, by the Star card. So Aquarius is also that energy that guides us to our true north and also aligns us with our truth within ourselves and our soul. So this is a really beautiful, very powerful new moon that is inviting us to look at where and how we can more fully align with the truth of who we are as a soul, and what changes need to come into our life, what divine intervention might need to come into our life to help us see where we need to shift our thinking. So it's that energy of having major breakthroughs and those big aha moments and really waking up, awakening energy, and just really breaking free from any chains that we have been allowing ourselves to be in, invisible chains that maybe we haven't noticed before. And now we're waking up and we're seeing that we have all of these chains that we didn't even know were there, that could be from years and years of conditioning from our childhood, maybe conditioning from academic environments or work environments or religion, something external to who you are that has defined who you are but isn't really who you are. And starting to break free from that. Aquarius is very independent. Aquarius is very much about, I just have to be me, and being free to be me. So there's energy of liberation and freedom and breaking free from old thought patterns that no longer serve us or support us or are helping us in our union, and it's time for those to start to dismantle and fall away so that we can more fully align with the truth of who we are. And in order for us to fully come into union with our beloved, we need to be in that energy of full alignment within ourselves, because our twin and you and your twin have to be in full alignment within yourself, union within, before you can come into union with your beloved. So this new moon is going to support us in starting to see where do we need to have these breakthroughs, and how can we start to more fully embrace the beauty of who we are? Where do we have blind spots to the truth of our own beauty and our own soul's essence? Aquarius is also a sign that is about serving humanity, being of service to others. So it's a good time to reflect on that as well. And the star card is associated with, your North Star, your life purpose, your mission, reevaluating that. The star card is also about wishes and dreams and fulfilling those wishes and dreams and healing. So I think it's a really beautiful new moon that's coming in, and new moons are all about new beginnings, fresh starts, hitting the reset button, hitting the refresh button, and seeing where we might need to restart or reset things in our thinking, especially. So let's see, I'm just going to look at my notes. So there's really powerful influences here with the sun and then the moon in Aquarius and then Mercury. And like I said, it's a lot of communication and words and the power of the word and how potent words are. So just be very mindful around this new moon energy about how you are choosing your words and how you are communicating, either within your connection with your twin or just in general in your daily life. There's also influences of Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about expansion and good fortune and good luck. And we have the Chinese New Year coming up, which is going to be the year of the pig. And the pig is also about good fortune and abundance. And you just have to be aware of not overindulging when it comes to the year of the pig. But a lot of really beautiful energy of abundance flowing in. And a couple of things too. The other event that we have today, I'm recording this on February the 2nd, which is Groundhog's Day. So happy Groundhog's Day. I haven't checked to see if the groundhog saw his shadow or not. But Spirit was showing me that movie, Groundhog's Day. So if you have not seen that movie, or even if you have already seen that movie, I encourage you to check it out. I just adore that movie because it is a story about ascension and awakening, and the main character is played by Bill Murray, who's just a really wonderful comedian. And it's just... if you're not familiar with the story, he wakes up every morning and it's like the same event. Like everything happens the same every day. And he starts to feel like he's in the twilight zone and it's freaking him out. And then he starts to realize he has power, and he starts to shift things and change things and try to he's almost just like angry. But, then he starts to actually wake up. And ultimately, it leads to love, which is absolutely beautiful. So to me, it's just a beautiful way of looking at the ascension process and these cycles of ascension that we go through, and how once we start to wake up and we start to get it, then we can graduate and move to a new level. And ultimately, it's just leading to unconditional love. And so we have Groundhog's Day today. So check out the movie Groundhog's Day if you haven't already seen it. And then, what was the other thing? We also have the celebration of the Irish holiday, I guess you call it, Imbolc. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. But it is the celebration of the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So basically, we have made it through the darkest days of winter. And, you know, December and January were challenging months in some ways. I think December especially. So we've kind of just been in that place of like hermit mode and deep reflection, and the energy of that yin energy really going within, moving through challenges. And now this is the day where the first ray of light starts to come back in. And then this, you know, we're gradually gaining more and more daylight as we move towards spring. So it's just like this ray of hope, and it's a time of hope. And so I just feel like, you know, if things have felt heavy and if things have felt dark, and you've been moving through challenges and you've been moving through obstacles, then this ray of hope is coming in for us, and it's going to just help start to lift the energy, and things will start to feel lighter. So yes, so we have that ray of hope as well. So yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm going to, oh, it's 11:11, just as I said that. So I think I'm going to leave it there, and then we will let the cards just do the rest, and we will start to dive into these messages and just see what is happening for us in our twin flame connections at this new moon in Aquarius. So I'm going to turn the camera towards the cards, and we will dive in. So here we go. And as you can see, I have new red candles that they are infused with passion. February is the month of Valentine's Day as well. So I had to get my passion infused red twin flames for our reading here. Okay, so let me get this. Okay. All right, so how I have this set up is I have the masculine energies over here on this side and the feminine energies over here, and the union is in the center here. These blue cards are energies that we are looking at, and then we are clarifying these energies with these tarot cards, the green cards on the outer edges. As far as what decks I am using, I will mention that really quick. I like to acknowledge the creators of the decks. We have the Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. And then clarifying that, we have the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. And then we have, I'm doing a spirit guidance and advice at the end from the Crystal Mandala Oracle. And that is by Alana Fairchild. I will also be sharing romance messages for us from the Divine Love Letters books. So that covers all of the materials I'm using. So right now is an excellent time to just take a nice deep breath and center yourself. Let the worries of the day melt away. Invite your divine team to come forward. Connect with your higher self, your intuition. Please do remember that this is a collective reading. So we are looking at the primary energies that are floating around within the entire Twin Flame Collective right now. So some of this may resonate, some of it might not. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like a personal reading to see the energy dynamics between you and your twin, then you're welcome to check out my website. It's twinsinunion.com, and I have all of my spreads listed on there. I also will put that in the description box below. This particular spread is the full union spread, and it shows what you and your twin are thinking, what you're feeling, plus an additional question, as well as the union. So I'm going to start over here with the masculine, and I asked Spirit, what is the divine masculine thinking at this time of the new moon in Aquarius regarding his connection with his beloved divine feminine? Actually, scratch that. I'm going to back up because I feel guided to start with the underlying energies. I'm just excited about the divine masculine messages because they're really good. So we will get to that in a second, but Spirit, like, wait. Do the underlying energies first. So backpedal just a little bit. beautiful underlying energies here on the bottom of the deck from the Energy Oracle. We have the World. And just, you know, as I was looking at this card when it came up, it just really reminded me of this day of the bulk where it is the ray of light. Like we're halfway between the spring and we're halfway through the winter, the darkness, and we're moving into the light. So it's kind of like we're on this middle point here, and now it's like these rays of light are like coming in. And this is for those of us in the northern hemisphere, of course. So if you're in the southern hemisphere, it would be reverse. And this would be when you are moving more towards the winter solstice. And we see this character who is standing on this pier in this really kind of dark, luminous setting. And if you look closely, there are little water lilies here, little lotus flowers floating on this dark water. So I feel like this is an energy of this awakening with us moving more and more towards the light. And that is symbolized here with the lotus flower, where we have been submerged in this darkness through the winter season. And in that time, we've been doing a lot of deep reflection. We've been moving through spiritual challenges, obstacles, going within, healing, doing deep inner work. And now we are like this lotus flower that is starting to rise up. And these are white lotus flowers, so it's symbolizing purification. So we've been doing a lot of purification of the soul, and just really moving through a lot during these dark winter days. And now we are starting to rise up, coming back towards the light. The World card also is about completing cycles of our ascension, completing cycles within our connections. It's also this particular card has to do with limiting beliefs. And so like I was saying with this Aquarius new moon, we are going to be asked to look at where are we seeing things or how are we thinking about things in a limiting way. So this is a card that's about expansion of the mind. And so that Aquarius energy is going to really work with the mind, expanding and rising up, and really breaking free from whatever thoughts about who we are, thoughts about how we think about ourselves, thoughts that we look to, that we identify ourselves with, and really asking ourselves, is that true? Is that really my truth? Is that really who I am? Where do I need to break free from that? Is that something that was imposed upon me, and I'm letting something outside of me define who I am? Or do I need to start to break free from that and expand my thinking more? How can I start to see the infinite possibilities and the expansiveness? This is a number 29, so 29 is an 11 when we add the 9 and the 2. So a number that is a master number, mental mastery, a number of awakening, the 2 representing making choices, choosing your thoughts, and 2 also represents the divine partnership. And then 9 is representing that higher calling, a higher calling to that true north, that north star that is your true soul's essence, your true life purpose, your true divine mission, and having thoughts that are in alignment with that. And then on the bottom of the Good Tarot deck, we have love. So major arcana with the lovers here. And I just love this card, how feminine is just resting on the masculine lion figure here. And even though he's like this wild animal, the king of the jungle, he's just like so at peace and so at home. Like they're so completely different, but they're just at home with each other. And this is also a card that is about breaking free from the illusion of separation and looking at unity consciousness, oneness consciousness. So where can you start to see where you and your twin really are one? How can you start to expand your thinking to see that you are in truth one soul, that you in truth are not separated? It's just through this duality that we live in the 3D that we feel the separation. So really starting to expand your thinking, going back to this 29 with the world, expand your thinking and starting to really transcend that duality of separation, that, or black and white kind of thinking. So just really acknowledging that separation is an illusion, acknowledging that, we can transcend that and move into unity consciousness, where we are one, we are always connected. Our physical bodies that are on the earth plane hold about 20% of our soul. And our soul, like 80% of our soul, is so expansive that it lives outside of our physical body. So if you think about your twin and you sharing one huge expansive soul, and then your physical bodies are just like a tiny part of that. So when you think about the expansiveness of how big your soul is, it's just so much more than the physical body that you are in. And separation really becomes an illusion. So where can you start to see where you and your twin are in union? How can you start to focus on that more? So yes, and beautiful energy with the love and the Valentine's Day that I was just talking about with the red candles and the passion. So, okay, so now we will get to the masculine. Everybody's favorite part. Okay, so I asked Spirit, what is the divine masculine thinking regarding his connection to feminine at the time of this new moon in Aquarius? And so we have two cards here. We have Victory and the Sun. So I feel like with this Victory card, the divine masculine, he has a goal in his mind. There's something that he's wanting to achieve. This Victory card, I feel, is an internal victory and an external victory. So this is a card that is about doing that inner work. So I feel like over these dark winter months, the masculine has really been deep in a hermit mode and doing a lot of healing, a lot of clearing, a lot of transformation, transmuting, alchemy in his hermit mode, really going deep, doing that deep inner spiritual work. And now it's like this shift that is coming in with this new moon and with this first ray of light as we move towards spring in the northern hemisphere. And it's like this golden light, this divine light that's shining in, and he's seeing his goal and this achievement more clearly now that he has done a lot of inner work. So now it's like starting to become more external focused mentally in his mind. He's starting to think about this external goal that he has of some kind of a victory within his connection with his divine feminine. And I feel like this Sun is further clarifying, giving us more information about what this victory is. And this victory has to do with a new beginning, and new moons are about new beginnings. So this sun also has to do with bringing clarity, bringing illumination to a situation. This is also part of what he's thinking about, what his victory, this goal is. And it's also about healing, and we see how this woman is immersed in this little pod in nature, and she's like bathing in this water here, and there's this divine light that's like pouring over her. So I feel like what's underlying this goal that the masculine is thinking about is having healing, having clarity, bringing truth to light, and having a new beginning. This is a card of creation. It's a card of joy. It's like that first ray of light that I was just talking about, like shining down and creating something new. So, and then the other beautiful thing is the numerology with these cards. We have a 28, which adds up to 10. And when you break down the 1 and the 0, that's a 1. And then we have a 1 here with the sun. So a completion and a new beginning. So this goal that he has in mind, it's wanting something to come to completion in order to have some kind of a new, fresh beginning. Something that's going to bring healing, joy, illumination, clarity, happiness to a situation. And then clarifying these victory and sun cards. A few cards fell out, so I was a little bit like perplexed at first, but I think now it all makes sense. So this victory, so air, like I said, air represents thoughts, and we're talking about the new moon in Aquarius. So there's a lot of air cards that came up in this reading. So this victory in his mind that he's thinking about is connected to a lot of thoughts. And so I feel like part of what the divine masculine is overcoming on the internal aspect of this victory card is this 5 of air and this 8 of air. So this 5 of air is basically the divine masculine having a lot of internal mental conflict. This is a card of conflict and tension, like in the mental space. And then we have this 8 of air, also mental energy that is feeling mentally trapped, mentally blocked, being like in a mental prison where it's like you're free to move forward, but you can't see that because of these limiting beliefs that you have that are like holding you prisoner. And so this victory that's happening for the divine masculine is he's breaking free from this mental conflict, this mental tension, this mental prison, and he's rising above that, rising out of that, having like awakening, which leads to this next card, Major Arcana. This is called the Call in this deck. In the traditional tarot, this would be the Judgment card. And you can see this angel, she's like rising up, she's blowing her trumpet here. It's just got this energy of freedom and lightness. And so this is the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the spiritual awakening. This is rising up, transcending, and moving beyond these limiting thoughts that were keeping him stuck. So moving out of that, transcending that, rising above that. And this is also a card that is about being called to a new beginning, being called to a higher calling. And this is a number 20, and 2 has to do with finding balance, keeping the faith, and 0 is the presence of God. So I feel like this is this higher calling, like a calling from the heavens, and the divine masculine waking up and hearing the call, and it's like reinvigorating him with this like new hope, new faith, like this beautiful, bright new beginning, whereas before he's been kind of in like a really, you know, introverted hermit mode, and it's like now that ray of sun is coming in, and it's like he's waking up to a whole new day, a whole new morning, seeing things clearly, overcoming that mental prison, breaking free from that, and really seeing his goals, seeing his happiness, seeing his joy, seeing this opportunity for healing and for a new beginning with his feminine. So yeah, just really beautiful energies showing up for the masculine, where he's just really waking up mentally, hearing a higher call. So then I asked Spirit, what is the divine masculine feeling in his heart regarding his connection with his divine feminine at this new moon? And so a couple of cards came up, and this was really interesting because if I'm not mistaken, this was the same card that came up in the divine masculine's heart for the last reading that I did. So with these other cards around this broken heart, I feel like it's showing us more, but the divine masculine, as he's been in this more hermit-like mode, kind of withdrawn and retreated, he's been dealing with this energy in his heart of heartache, pain, grief, loss, sadness, maybe just feeling alone, reflecting on things from the past that have hurt him, and really going through major heart transformation, working on healing this crack in the heart here. And I always think of separation when I look at this card too, where it's like the twins feel like they are apart, they feel separate from each other, and they're feeling a lot of just deep sadness from that. And so now it's like this shift that is happening where it is really bringing in this true healing of the heart. So we have Archangel Raphael here, and he is the archangel that is the healer magician. So he has the ability to bring healing and harmony into partnerships, into connections through the power of transformation, the energy of the magician. And so I feel like Archangel Raphael is working with the divine masculine to help bring in this final healing and transformation of the divine masculine's heart. Oh, wow, I just got a huge heart expansion as I said that. Like, whoo! Oh, wow. That was really beautiful. Yeah, it's just like this really expansive, beautiful heart energy that is just like filling up and sealing this crack, and it's just expanding it, and it's so beautiful. And you can see all of these colors in this Archangel Raphael card, and there's the pink energy, which represents the feminine heart energy. It's also the color of the astral body, the fourth body in the auric field. And then we have the green, which represents the masculine heart energy. And then there's also this like turquoise kind of color, which represents the cosmic heart, the higher heart, which is the heart that connects with the universe. So really beautiful energy of healing and heart expansion and heart awakening and heart, overcoming this pain and this sadness. I can see this teardrop here. So I'm just hearing no more tears, and it's like just sealing up this crack. It's really beautiful. And this is another number 11 when we add the 38. So a number of awakening, manifestation, a master number. So I feel like the masculine is in this place of really working on emotional mastery, really learning to be in his heart, because usually the masculine is wired to be very much in his intellect and his mind and his thinking, to be disassociated and disconnected with his emotions. And now he's just really been through deep emotional purification and healing and transformation. And now it's like he's on that tail end of that and really wrapping that up. And we see that with this broken heart. It's a number 9. So coming to a completion of a cycle of major heart healing and transformation. And I'm remembering the reading that I did right before Christmas, where it was the one where the Divine Masculine had a major heart expansion, and it was like the Grinch in the Dr. Seuss book, where his heart swells, 3 times the size. So I feel like this goes back, really several months that the Divine Masculine has been going through this major heart healing and transformation. So I feel like he's starting to really wrap that up, and just beautiful, beautiful progress with that. Let's see, what was the clarification here? Okay, yes. So clarifying the broken heart, we have the Page of Earth. So with this Page of Earth, I just get this sense when I look at this. Let me hold it up closer. When I look at this card, I was just really feeling the Divine Masculine, feeling like a little boy. And you see this boy on this card here. And it's just this feeling of like this really sincere, sweet innocence, and just like the Divine Masculine is getting back in touch with this inner child within him that is just innocent. Like there's just this childlike innocence energy that's really coming up here. So I feel like with this broken heart experience that he's been going through, this has really taken him back to this place inside of himself that has been like this scared little boy. And it has just softened him, where, before going through a spiritual awakening, he was putting on masks, and he was putting up a tough front and putting on a brave face and not showing any feelings, and, doing what men or the masculine energy was conditioned to do, where it was just, hide my feelings, big boys don't cry, all of that conditioning that they've been through. And this healing, this heart healing and transformation has really taken the masculine into this space of like deep vulnerability, and really cracked his heart open and revealed his feelings to him. And it's just put him back in this energy of like this purity and this innocence. And it's humility and sincerity. So yeah, he's just coming forward with like this little offer here, this little pentacle. And even though he's just starting out and this is new and fresh, it's like this something that's solid and sincere and authentic and from the heart. So yeah, I feel like this is some kind of an offer, a gesture, an intention towards the feminine. And it's coming from this really beautiful, sincere place as a result of all of this heart healing and transformation. And then the other clarifying card that came up with Archangel Raphael is the Messenger of Air. And so with the Messenger of Air, again, it's this energy of thinking, and the masculine thinking from this place of how he was conditioned to think. So the masculine really holding on to specific ideas that were conditioned within him or really ingrained within him in his upbringing, in his academic life, in his religious life, and whatever things that have like shaped his belief systems. And it's like he's held on to that for so long that it created this rigidity around his heart. And so part of this heart healing and this transformation that has been coming up for him is releasing this dogma, releasing these really strong belief systems and strongly held opinions about his feelings or what love is or what relationships should look like, or whatever those belief systems were that were like blocking him from being able to fully open up his heart to his feminine. It's like that is what is being transmuted and healed and transformed and released through this healing. So yeah, just really powerful stuff. I feel like the masculine has just been really going through major transformation, especially, I would say, like since October, like when Venus was in Scorpio. I think just really, Scorpio is all about just deep dive and really going into the underworld, and and then we have winter and darkness, and yeah, just a lot of really going deep, deep healing, deep introspection, deep inner spiritual work, and just really going through major transformation, which is really beautiful to see. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I asked Spirit for this third question. What is the divine masculine wanting when it comes to his connection with his divine feminine? So the card that came up is Door to Spirit. So I feel like with this Door to Spirit, doors in this deck are like aces and the traditional tarot deck. So I feel like this Door to Spirit is the divine masculine wanting a new beginning. And this is spirit energy. So this is like in his soul, he's feeling it and he's wanting it like from this place within his soul that's like divine inspiration sweeping in and opening up this door. And so I feel like this is the divine masculine. Again, it's like he's this dove, going back to that card that was the call. And so it's like he's rising up, like this dove moving through this doorway. And he wants this new beginning, this new passionate opening to be ignited. Like he's feeling it in his soul, and he's moving through all of these clouds of confusion, that mental entrapment, that mental prison, the mental tension and conflict. He's transcending all of that and going through this spiritual awakening and really rising up and moving into a place of clarity. And again, this white dove, just white representing the purification of his soul. So it's really beautiful. And this is a 32, so 32 adds up to 5, which is that change and transformation coming in. And it's that a number of freedom and liberation. So breaking free from all of those limiting beliefs, breaking free from all of that mental tension and conflict and that mental prison, and just spreading his wings and flying and realizing he can create this new beginning, like having this divine download, of just like, wow, I actually can do whatever I want. I can start this amazing new beautiful beginning if I want to. So yeah, it's just really beautiful. And then clarifying this Door to Spirit for what he's wanting. We have a couple of cards. We have the Page of Water and the Queen of Air. So with the Page of Water, pages are like new beginnings. So we had a page up here in his heart space with a Page of Earth that was just like this gesture that is sincere, that is solid, that is tangible, like wanting to move forward in some way that is from the heart. And so here we have a page of water, and so water is the heart, water is emotion. And so I feel like this is the divine masculine, this doorway, this new beginning that is opening, that he wants. It is connected to his heart. It is something that makes him feel vulnerable. It's something that makes him feel like that childlike innocence. Like I said, just this feeling of like humility, humbleness, sincerity, being like this scared little boy kind of feeling, or like having a big crush kind of a feeling. And it's, you know, wanting to start some kind of intimacy. Again, water is from the heart, it's the emotions. And yeah, so having some kind of a beginning in this connection, open up. This could be an offer of something romantic. It could be an offer of like an apology. So yeah, I just feel like the divine masculine is really wanting to come forward towards his feminine and offer something from the heart, whether it is an apology or an invitation or some kind of a proposal or a gesture from the heart. And then we have this Queen of Air, and so she is very wise, and she is also very clear in her communication. So I feel like with this page of water, pages are generally about messages coming in, and then we have the Queen of Air, and air is communication as well. And there's just so much blue here, which blue corresponds with the throat chakra. So spoken word or written word. This Queen of Air, she is a wordsmith. She's really good with writing. She's really good with communication. She's really good at working with the higher mind. So she's very calculated in her communication and how she's using her words. And she's very wise with this owl here. So I just feel like this is the divine masculine in order to open this door to spirit, to have this beautiful, soulful new beginning that he's wanting. That it involves some kind of an offer of love that is going to be communicated. It could be through written word, so email or text, or, you know, through an app of some sort. I mean, it could be even through the phone, through vocal word, but there's something going on here with words, and there's just a lot of energy of communication and words around this new moon. So just a message for everyone, masculine and feminine, I think, is for us to be very mindful about the power of the word, about the power of the spoken word, about how words carry energetic vibration, and to just bring that into your awareness within your twin flame connection and just within how you are navigating your daily life. And there's a beautiful male cardinal that just sat in the bush right in front of me as I said that. And there was a female cardinal that sat right in front of here right when I was getting ready to record the reading. So beautiful. We have, and birds are symbolic of communication. So I feel like that is just some kind of validation right there, 3D validation, with a female and a male cardinal flying outside of my window here and chirping. And so some kind of communication coming through here. The divine masculine is wanting to take to have this new beginning. So beautiful. All right, so let's see what is happening with the divine feminine. So I asked Spirit, what is the feminine thinking regarding her twin flame connection with her beloved? And we have the yin yang. So beautiful, beautiful energy here. I feel like this is the divine feminine thinking about completing some kind of a cycle within her twin flame connection, wanting to move forward into a new chapter. This feminine, or this white swirl on the top represents the feminine. So I feel like the feminine is aligned with her feminine energy, and she's in this place where she's more in a state of receptivity and openness to receive her divine masculine. So she's thinking and perceiving the connection from that place where she's not necessarily taking action towards him, but she's open and receptive to receiving from him. This is also my union card in this deck. So I feel like a lot of divine feminines are thinking about some kind of a reunion or a union, coming into union, coming together with their beloved. And I just always think of the two twins coming together into union, and then it's like this energy of a cosmic explosion with the power of the third energy. So, oh, my throat is getting like activated right now. So maybe the divine feminine is thinking about this communication from the masculine. There's a lot of blue in this card too, representing communication. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like the divine feminine, it's like she's expecting this communication. She's been waiting for this communication. She intuitively senses this communication coming in, and that this communication is going to bring some kind of a completion of a cycle, or perhaps be a reunion of some sort, or perhaps a coming into union of some sort. So yeah, really beautiful energy here. Yeah, and then this is a 22, which is the number of sacred union. It's the 11 plus the 11. It's the masculine and the feminine coming together as the 22, as the sacred, divine, masculine and feminine. And the 22 adds up to 4. So 4 is joy and stability, and bringing that into the earth plane. So really grounding this beautiful union. And clarifying the yin yang, quite a few cards came up. So we have the High Priestess, Major Arcana, Page of Air, and the World. So this is the third page in this reading, I think. Are there even more? No. So 3 pages. So again, pages are like pivotal shifts of energy, where something new is ignited. It's like a new trajectory of energy moving forward. And so going back to this High Priestess, we'll talk about the High Priestess in the page. So I feel like this is like what I was saying, where it's like the divine feminine is really in tune with her intuition. This Page of Air is like downloads of information from the spiritual realms, from her divine team, from the divine downloads coming to her. She is like in surrender. She has her arms wide open. She's receiving all of this higher guidance from the higher mind of the High Priestess. She's very connected to her intuition in the subtle realms, and so she just has this really powerful, strong, deep inner knowing within her that this union is coming, and that this is going to be a cycle of completion with this World card here. So I feel like for some divine feminines, this is going to be more like a cycle of ascension within your connection with your twin, that something that needed to be healed or closed out is going to be healed and closed out. For some divine feminines, this may be a reunion or union happening with their twin, where it's like you can see there's like a huge world down here, and then there's a world here, and then there's a world here, and then there's kind of like this big golden sphere here. I don't know if that represents the moon maybe, or the sun. But for those divine feminines that they have been through major chapters and closed out major chapter, closed out another major chapter, closed out another major chapter, it's like those are the ones that have reached this golden peak here, and this is their time for reunion. And like I said, for other ones, it might be closing a chapter down here or here. We're all in different places in our journeys, and this is, you know, a collective reading. So yeah, but regardless, this is completing a cycle, closing out a chapter, and moving forward into a new beginning, into a new cycle, a new chapter. And that the divine feminine feels this coming. She's connected with the high priestess. She has all of this higher knowledge from the subtle realms. Like she has her deep inner knowing, and she just knows. And yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm getting for that. It's really beautiful. I'm just noticing the numerology too. We have a 2 and a 21, and then we have a 22 here. So it's like 2, 2, 1, another 22 with a 1 for a new beginning, and 22 here for the divine union. So really beautiful numerology as well. So what is the divine feminine feeling in her heart regarding her connection with her twin? And we have the community card. So I just love this card. I feel like this is such a Valentine's Day energy kind of a card. It's just like an energy of celebration and coming together, and it's full of all of the symbolism of divine love and fertility. There's like apples and pomegranates and red roses, and she's wearing a red dress, and they are playing music. They're just in their goddess energy. There's blue butterflies, there's figs, big chalices full of wine, big goblets, big grapes. So it's just like all this fertility and all of this abundance, and just really being in her goddess energy. So I just feel like the divine feminine, she's just like holding her chest high, and she's feeling good. She's feeling good about her clothes. She's feeling good about being in her body. She's just feeling good, you know, like in her heart. This I also feel like is a card of reunion. So I do feel like some divine feminines are feeling this reunion in their heart, this healing, this coming together with their twin that's coming towards them. They're just really feeling that energy in their heart space. I also feel like this is the divine feminine networking. You know, it says community, so I feel like this is the divine feminine just really moving forward from her heart, in her mission, in her community, connecting with other people, networking, just letting her heart lead her in her passions and her mission work and her career path. And she's just really ready to open herself up to all of this beauty and abundance in her life, because she's just really connected with this goddess energy inside of her now. And yeah, she's just looking good, feeling good, smelling good, just really, you know, in an attractive vibration. So, and then clarifying this, we have the Chariot. So this is a card of victory. So she's just feeling this victory in her heart, like just feeling this energy of, fulfillment, and maybe she's achieved a goal, or like I said, like I feel like she's just really worked hard on taking good care of herself and learning to really love herself unconditionally and just embracing the beauty of who she is and celebrating who she is. And it feels like a victory for her in her heart. This could, for some divine feminines, literally be a reunion with their beloved, and that feels like a victory. Or like I said, this could be networking, getting herself out there, working on her mission, and things are just really coming together, and it just feels amazing and like a big win. So really beautiful energy of powerful forward movement here. It's like the divine feminine has been through so many challenges, so many obstacles. She's done so much healing work. She's moved through so much pain. And now it's like she's seeing the other side of that, and she's ready to move forward from this new place of just fullness and beauty within her heart, and just get out in the world again after going through a dark night of the soul. Yeah. And then I just love this with the chariot, with the white and black horse here. More image of the yin-yang. So that's really interesting because we have the yin-yang energy in the mental space. And then we have the yin-yang energy here in the heart space, this victory that she's feeling with the white and the black horse. So I see the white horse as the masculine and the black horse as the feminine, the night and the day, the sun and the moon. So yeah, I'm also just really loving the numerology here because this is a 7 and this is a 7. So we have 77, and that is a sign that you are on the right path. You are on track. Keep moving forward. Keep doing your thing. This is also a sign of being connected to your higher self, which also goes back to this high priestess here. So keep trusting your intuition. Keep trusting your higher guidance from your higher self. Know that you are moving forward, you are on the right path, and you're looking beautiful while you're doing it. So I love that. All right, so what is the divine feminine wanting regarding her connection with her twin? So the card that came up is Envy in reverse. So with this card in the upright, here it is, being stuck in this kind of dark gray area and longing to be out in the light, the clarity, the illumination. So I feel like with it being in reverse, this is what the divine feminine really wants, is she really wants to be done with being in this kind of dark, stuck, stagnant, blah, energy. She's ready to be in this light. And so this is a card about releasing negative thought patterns. So I feel like the divine feminine just really is ready to let go of those ways of thinking and those perspectives that has kept her in this place of like lack and longing and feeling like, nothing is ever going to happen, or nothing is good enough, or this is wrong and that's wrong, and it's just not working out like I want, and my expectations are not being met, and blah, 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 just all of that stuff. Like, she's just ready to be done with that, and she's just ready to stand out in the light here, and she's just ready to feel full inside, to feel full of this beauty, to feel full of this light, to feel full of joy, to feel full of gratitude, to not be focused on what's lacking and what's not working and what's wrong and all of that dissatisfaction. She's just ready to be done with that, and instead focus on the positive, focus on the blessings, focus on what is going right, focus on the good things, focus on where you are in union rather than where you are separated. You know, just being grateful for the little things every day. There's so much beauty and abundance and blessings that are there for us if we just shift our focus. It's as simple as that. Just, you know, I mean, it takes practice sometimes, and keeping a gratitude journal is a really powerful tool for that. But I feel like in February, we are going to be doing a lot of rewiring our brain. We're going to be moving out of our limbic system and more into our frontal lobe. And this is just part of the rewiring as part of our ascension process. Like, you know, our divine teams are going to be working on us and rewiring our brains. So it's a really good time for creativity. It's a really good time to get lots of sleep so that this rewiring can happen. But yeah, this is just, you know, a shift. Again, there's just more energy of duality here. We had the yin yang, we had the black and white horse in the chariot, and now we have dark and light here. And again, it's like we've been in the winter time, we've been in the darkness, and now these first rays of light are like coming in. We're moving towards the spring. The sun's growing in its strength. And so how can we mentally start to align with that? So yeah, really letting that go. And this is a 20, which is the same number on this card that came up in the masculine's thinking. So there's like mirroring happening here where the divine feminine is releasing negative thought patterns and moving into the light, just like the divine masculine is releasing negative thought patterns and rising up like the phoenix from the ashes, from those limiting beliefs that he's had. And they're both with that number 20 there. So yeah, and then clarifying the envy in reverse card, we have the 10 of air and the Empress. So again, air energy is thinking, thoughts, and then 10 is coming to a completion. So really closing out whatever beliefs, limiting thoughts, programming, mental patterning that has been keeping you stuck and feeling in the dark and feeling, you know, just like she's wearing this tattered old clothes, and, you know, she's just like longing and wishing, and she's in that energy because she's thinking and perceiving things from a place of lack. So it's about coming to a completion with that cycle of thought, with that thought pattern, coming to an end. It's mental pain and anguish that has been keeping the divine feminine in a state of darkness, loneliness, sadness, suffering, and she wants to let that go. She's ready to release that, and she's ready for a new beginning with the Empress. Major Arcana. This is the rebirth. This is the new beginning. This is the fertility. This is the abundance. This is the growth and expansion and beauty and, you know, all of that yummy, juicy goodness that the divine feminine is ready for. And the Empress, you know, she's often depicted as being pregnant in the tarot. And part of that birthing process is going through labor pains and the pain of the birthing process and the gestation period of, you know, nurturing the baby and allowing the baby to grow. And, you know, it takes time to get to that point where she's ready for the birth. So I just feel like this is almost like a birthing labor pains that are leading to some kind of a powerful new beginning that's just going to be fertile and abundant and full of expansion and growth for the divine feminine when she does release these old mental patterns, old ways of seeing herself, old ways of thinking about herself that, you know, have been keeping her small, keeping her stuck, keeping her feeling like a victim or feeling sad or sorry for herself. It's like she's ready to be the Empress now. She's ready to expand and to grow and to bloom and to be abundant and fertile, to be in that goddess energy. Okay, so let's see, what is the energy of the union? We have happy family. Beautiful, beautiful energy. I love this. I always think of this card as being like the Four of Wands. So it's that energy of celebration, joy, coming together with loved ones and raising a glass and toasting and just, you know, having fun under the sun, and this beautiful rainbow here symbolizing the masculine and the feminine coming together, the fire of the sun and the water of the rain coming together in union and creating this beautiful rainbow. And the rainbow representing God's promise, hope. So beautiful. I love that. Joyful, stability, contentment, and it's on the earth plane. It's on the ground by the water. There's emotion of the water and the groundedness of the earth coming together. And then the air of the sky. So we have earth, air, and water represented here. Beautiful. So clarifying this happy family card, we have a couple of cards that came up. We have the Nine of Air, more air energy, and we have the Ace of Earth. So what I'm getting with these is it's like both of the twins are in this place where they are feeling this energy in the union, like desiring this beautiful, happy family, desiring union, desiring joyfulness, contentment, emotional fulfillment. They're ready for the rainbow. You know, they want that. However, we have this Nine of Air, which is worry, anxiety, sleepless nights. It's like self-defeating thoughts or negative self-talk, you know? And so it's like both of the twins are just in this place of having, you know, all these worries and anxieties. But the thing about this card is that these worries and anxieties are unfounded. It's, you know, that acronym for fear, F-E-A-R, and it stands for false evidence appearing real, where it goes back to, you know, these negative thought patterns that the masculine is working on releasing, and then this energy of lack and dissatisfaction that the divine feminine is wanting to release from her mind. You know, it kind of connects with all of that here. So the masculine is in this place of worry, anxiety, you know, negative self-talk, and the feminine's having negative self-talk, worry, anxiety. You know, and so it's about, this is a card that is calling you to have faith. Again, false evidence appearing real. Everything that you are perceiving as your reality comes from your internal world. However, it's like reality is from the inside out. So how are you perceiving things? What are you determining is true that isn't really true? You know, it looks real, but is it really real? And just, you know, really sitting with this within yourself, releasing this negative self-talk and having faith. And, you know, this is also a card that's like giving yourself permission to be human. So it's not saying there's something wrong with you or bad with you if you're having worries or fears or doubts, because that's part of the human experience. So it's also embracing that part of you and having compassion for that part of you, but still being willing to move forward towards a new beginning, you know, keeping your eye on the prize, the happy family, the union, the rainbow, and knowing that this really solid, really powerful, really beautiful new beginning that's like a divine gift it's here. It's coming. It's beautiful. And it's just all in how are you perceiving things. Are you perceiving things from a place of lack and dissatisfaction? Are you perceiving things from a place of, you know, limited ideas and conditioning that was imposed on you? Are you perceiving things, you know, from a place of separation, or are you in unity consciousness? Just really having like a truth talk with yourself and knowing that God wants to give you this ace of earth. God wants to give you the happy family. And so it's a call to faith. Can you have faith and trust? That is what surrender is. Surrendering all of these limiting thoughts and beliefs and trusting in the higher power, trusting in God's will, trusting in the divine, and allowing this happy family rainbow life to, to ground for you, because it's here for you. I feel like this is the rainbow. This is God's promise, is this ace of earth that's solid, it's tangible, it's real, it's the real deal, it's on the earth plane, and it's here. It's just, how are you going to choose to perceive things from the inside out, from the internal lens, from your mind? And how can you start to shift your thinking? Because that is what is creating your reality, ultimately. I'm also just thinking of a really good resource that I share often with my coaching clients. This spiritual teacher, her name is Byron Katie, and I really admire her and her work, and she has several books out. There's also a lot of information online, but she takes you through a 4-question process. So if you feel like you do want to do some work, like an exercise around this, like if you can pinpoint a belief, a thought that you have that you want to dismantle, the first question is that true? So you take your thought and then you ask, is that true? And you really sit with that, and you might say, yeah, I really believe that that's true. So then the second question is, can you absolutely know that that is true? So then you sit with it again, and usually it will shift, and you'll be like, well, maybe not, And then the third question is, how do you react when you believe that thought? So that's a really powerful one. And then the fourth question is, who would you be without that thought? So think about this 9 of air, and think about, what are these 9 different thoughts represented by these birds flying around her? And pick a thought, pick a belief, and then start to break it down. Who would you be without that thought, without that belief? And it's very liberating, and it's very illuminating, and it's very powerful. So just a resource for you to check out if you feel guided. Okay, so let's shift gears here, and we will look at romance messages. So I am using the lovely Divine Love Letters books, and these are available on Amazon. I think there is also a Kindle version if you don't want the paperback. So what I did was I added the numbers on the cards that made up the energy of the union, and it was 14. So I'm reading letter number 14, and I have volumes 1 and 2. My darling love, the love of my life, the life force that flows through me and makes me who I am, who I want to be, who I know I can be with you by my side. I want more than anything for us to be together, to share each other's lives, to share each other's bed, to wake up next to each other, and to see your face and your smile as the first and everything I see. Every day for the rest of our lives together. You are the reason that we are here. You are the reason that my heart beats. My heart is only yours, and I feel you in my heart. I see you in my mind, and I desire you with every part of my body, mind, and soul. Beautiful. Oh, I love that for Valentine's Day. Oh, yes. All right, let's see what is in the next book. So this is letter 14 in volume 2. I absolutely love every cell of your beautiful divine body. I cannot wait for us to be lying next to each other, touching each other, bathing together, taking care of each other, tenderly kissing each other, loving each other with all of the beauty, devotion, and tenderness that our love brings. It's out of this world. It's beyond exquisite. It's purely divine in every way. The warm feeling of being held in each other's arms and the knowing that there is nowhere else that we would rather be. That in that moment, the world around us could stop because we are each other's world, each other's universe, each other's everything. There is nothing I want more than to be with you, all of you, every day, every second, for eternity. Woo! Another good one. It's getting hot in here. Wow. I think those go with my nice red, fiery, passionate flames here. Very nice. All right, well, let's wrap up with spiritual guidance and advice. So I asked Spirit for the Divine Masculine, what is the healing guidance and advice? And this card immediately flew out of the deck. Like I hardly even got started shuffling. And we have number 31, Ascended Master Mother Mary, and Celestite as the crystal. And this is a Crystal Master card, number 333. So I'm going to read from the book to give us deeper insight into what Mother Mary would like to say for the Divine Masculine. We bring you the blessing of unconditional trust. There are times when trust comes easily. Perhaps life is proceeding according to some sort of plan. Or you have enough money to feel safe, sufficient prospects on the horizon to feel excited, and enough love in your relationships to feel wanted and valued. Then there are times when it is harder to trust. Perhaps none of the above applies to you. You are lost. You feel alone, confused, and without a clear plan or a sign of hope ahead. You may be frightened and just want something to lift you out of the darkness and into the light. Your mind, and perhaps your family and friends, might tell you that this is a time that it is crazy for you to trust. They might tell you that you should try to fix yourself. You need to get real. You should give up and get on with your life. Do not listen to doubts or negativity in others or within yourself. It is safe to trust. The Divine Mother is watching over you and will guide you safely into the new life awaiting you now. Wow, I was starting to get emotional towards the end of that. That's just beautiful. Oh my gosh. So, Divine Masculine, you are being called to have faith and you are being called to trust and know that you are being divinely guided. You can call upon Ascended Master Mother Mary, and she will help guide you and support you as you are working towards this victory that you have your sight set on. And, being vulnerable and opening up our hearts, it can feel really scary. And moving into a whole new life, even if it is with somebody that you know is the one and that you love and that you can't imagine being without, it can still feel really scary, right? Especially when all you have known has been failure and hurt and pain. So you are safe now. It's okay for you to trust, unconditional trust. Trust without limitation, trust without condition. Trust what is in your heart and let go of all of that external, static and noise around you, and just stay centered in your heart and trust your intuition. It might be new territory for you, but you're being divinely guided and you're feeling that. So really trust that and follow through on that guidance. Trust your gut, trust your heart. So yeah, really beautiful, beautiful energy, beautiful guidance and healing for the masculine. Thank you, Mother Mary. Thank you for that message. Okay, let's see what came through for the feminine. What is her advice and guidance? And we have beautiful, powerful card here, nourishment. Like, just look at that. That totally ties in with the energy of my passionate flames as well. I love all of this powerful red and pink energy coming forward, and how it just ties in with Valentine's Day. So this is Angel Ista. I'm not familiar with this angel. And carnelian is the stone. It's angel card number 444. So I will read from the book for deeper insight here. It says, "We bring you the gift of nourishment. You are ready to grow. And to do this, you need food for your body, your mind, and your soul. We want you to feel fed with what brings you life, with what helps you feel good, with what heals you, what gives you energy, and what increases your power. We know what you need and what can assist you to grow in body, mind, and spirit. We know that life can be a banquet for the soul. There are many choices as to what you can feed yourself, and sometimes you may be confused about what is good for you and what is not. Let go of any doubt or shame or guilt or fear about being nourished right now, as we guide you towards what will truly feed your life force and bring you happiness." So this is beautiful, and it totally ties in with exactly what the Divine Feminine is wanting right now, with that envy in reverse and the Empress card. It's like she is ready to let go of the limiting thoughts and beliefs that have been keeping her from being fully nourished, from being fully sustained in a way that her soul is just a powerhouse, where she's ready to be in this energy of blooming and blossoming and fertility and abundance within herself, feeling full within, just radiating light, where it's just like her life force energy and the power of her love and her light, like this nourishment that's like filling her up from the inside, that is going to support her in fully being able to be present in who she is, in her light, in her mission, and what beautiful gifts she has to share in the world. And so it starts with like the really basic things of what nourishment are you feeding your mind with? What social media are you looking at? What TV are you watching? Is that nourishment, or is that making you feel depleted and tired or disempowered? What food are you feeding your physical body? Are you feeding it nourishing, life-giving food? Are you feeding it food that makes your body feel alive and tingling and sparkling? Or are you feeding it food that makes you feel heavy and depressed and empty and unsatisfied, you know? It's just like, I feel like the Divine Feminine is just at some kind of a, I don't know if crossroads is the right word, but it's like Spirit is asking her to bring mindfulness into her choices that she's making, just even in her daily life, of what feeds your soul, what feeds your body, what feeds your mind, and how can you start to create new habits, new thoughts, you know, noticing what foods energize you and noticing what foods deplete you. Taking the time to nourish yourself, just asking yourself, how do I want to nourish myself today? And just really being in that space of the goddess and the empress and filling up from the inside. Feeding yourself nourishing thoughts, nourishing self-talk, really loving yourself and embracing the beauty of who you are and why you're here and what you have to share. So, wow, really powerful messages that came through for this new moon. So I hope that this was helpful for you and that it gave you clarity and guidance in your journey. Again, if you would like a personal reading, you can check out the description box below or my website, twinsinunion.com. And I'm just sending you all so much love and light and wishing you many blessings for this new moon in Aquarius. Take care. Bye-bye.